If you clicked on this video, this is going to be a message from your guardian angels. I'm going to actually pull 3 cards from the oracle, and I want you guys to think about what card resonates with you the most, kind of like a pick a card. But honestly, if all messages from each individual oracle card resonates with you, I encourage you to listen to the entire message. But the messages will be split. There will be 3 messages that we will get into. And without further ado, let's go ahead and begin, okay? I've already shuffled the deck. And the first message says, speak to yourself with kindness. Become aware of how you speak to yourself, okay? This is the first message. And we will get into the tarot cards as we go. The second one is, it is never truly the end. Beloved, in this, everything will be okay. Ooh. It is never truly the end, beloved. In this, everything will be okay. All right. And the third oracle message is, disappointment is not the end. There is hope even in the darkest nights. Does that resonate with you? Disappointment is not the end. There is hope even in the darkest nights. Okay. So these will be timestamped, and I will go ahead and get into the tarot cards with the speak to yourself with kindness, which is message number 1. So I already saw a card that jumped out. Give me 1 second. Oh, interesting. So this is the Tower in reverse. Very interesting energy already. Oh, 5 of Cups. 5 of Cups. And then we also have the Ace of Pentacles. Okay. So for message number 1, there is an energy about becoming aware of intrusive thoughts or even affirmation, negative affirmations that you have been potentially speaking to yourself. There is an energy that maybe you're kinder to others. It is easy for you to be kinder to others, but that kindness, you don't give it back to yourself. And there is an energy that you have to continue to nourish the seed of self-love, okay? That is the Ace of Pentacles in this reading. So this is literally you physically saying to yourself, I will take care of me. I will treat me the way that I treat others, with kindness, with compassion, with love. And I will actually make the physical effort to change these intrusive thoughts and ways that I speak to myself. So for some of you guys, this might literally physically mean that you will have to start talking out loud whenever you have negative thoughts. And you might have to be like, listen, I'm not talking to myself like that anymore. This is not for me. I'm not talking to myself like that anymore. Right? So it's about tangibility because you have a pentacle here, right? And this is about a new beginning, meaning that this seed has to continue to be nourished. So you have to commit to this. This requires commitment. Spirit, your guardian angels are asking you to commit to yourself, to commit to your well being, and to be more compassionate and kind to yourself. Okay. There is a strong disappointment that some of you guys potentially have experienced, and this can be the root as to why maybe you're being so harsh on yourself. And Spirit is saying, within disappointment, there is opportunity. Spirit is also saying that whatever it is that you lose, whatever it is that slips through your fingers, it's not necessarily a loss. It just means that you weren't meant to have it, okay? It wasn't meant for you. Not because you didn't deserve it, but because there's something different, something better out there for you. And that's why this Tower is showing up here in reverse, because there is a resistance, unfortunate clinging to the thing that wants to be released. And Spirit is saying, let it go. Okay. And this is all about the self-awareness piece. So the oracle card says, become aware of how you speak to yourself. Okay. So if you're constantly going hard on yourself about something that didn't work out, Spirit doesn't want you to do that. Spirit wants you to gain the wisdom from the lesson and to move forward. Even in the 5 of Cups, there is literally 2 cups in the back that you're not paying attention to because there's 3 cups that are spilled in front of you, and it's hard for you to see a bigger and broader perspective. So for the first message, it's really important for you to be a little bit kinder to yourself. Your guardian angels, nobody is holding you accountable or being as harsh to yourself as you are to yourself. Your guardian angels want you to understand that you giving kindness to others and not being able to give that to yourself is actually self-detrimenting. Like, it's not going to take you anywhere. You have to be able to extend the same grace that you give to others to your own self. Okay. Let's get a little bit more. Okay, Four of Wands. So this is about support, celebration, accomplishing milestones. This is a beautiful energy. And I feel like what this is saying is you are supported, right? Your guardian angels are supporting you. That's why they're here giving you this message. But this is also about you are supported by your loved ones. You are supported by the people that love you. But this is also about giving them the chance to show up like that. And sometimes we shut people out, especially when we have negative affirmations towards ourselves. Again, if we're going to a grieving period, which is our Five of Cups, it could be really hard for us to be open to the support. And Spirit wants you to be open to the support, okay? And like I said, you guys, this is a commitment. This Ace of Pentacles, right? This card, this takes time to grow. So you have to commit. You have to commit. You have to be patient with yourself, right? Because at times you're going to feel like you're improving and then it's going to regress. That's just nature, you know? Like, things are not linear. They go up and down. But we're programmed to think that things are supposed to be linear. So with that being said, don't be afraid of this commitment that you're going to do to yourself of changing. And when you do see potential regressions, don't be so hard on yourself to the point that you get discouraged. Very, very important. Let's get a little bit more. Oh, Two of Cups. Two of Cups. Two of Cups. Yes, this could be someone coming in to support you with unconditional love, with seeing you as your most highest valuable self. But to be honest, you guys, in this reading, I feel like this is about you giving yourself that sense of safety, that sense of being seen, that sense of I love you no matter what. Even my shadow self, I love you no matter what. I feel like this is actually the shadow and the intuition morphing together and having a beautiful harmony within one another. And then I feel like once you really focus on your self development and you focus on extending more kindness to yourself, that is the type of energy that you will experience. So, a very beautiful energy. The final card for the first message is the Moon. So, like I said, the dance between the shadow and the intuition. The shadow obviously keeps us restricted. It can show our fears, it can show our wounds, even our subconscious thoughts. But the moon also talks about the intuition, it talks about the divine feminine energy. So, with that being said, allow your intuition to guide you through the difficulties that you might experience with your shadow. Your shadow is not there to taunt you or to hurt you or to make things more complicated. Your shadow is there to show you the parts of yourself that need that unconditional love, that need that grace and that kindness. And this reading for this person that selected this video, or this particular message. This is about shadow work. This is about self actualization, okay? This is about loving yourself and not being so hard on yourself by your own mistakes. Obviously, learn from them, acquire the wisdom from the lesson, but your mistakes don't make you who you are, okay? So for message number one, that's all I got. I'm going to go ahead and move forward to message number two. And just to remind you, the card that you selected was "It is never truly the end, beloved. In this, everything will be okay." All right. So let's go ahead and see what Spirit wants to share with this card. What do your guardian angels want to show you with this card? Okay. Oh, wow. So we have a few cards here. So we have here the 10 of Cups showing up upright. And then you have the 10 of Wands. And this 10 of Wands is actually showing up in reverse. And then you have the Emperor showing up upright. Okay. So I feel like what's happening here is that some of you guys had to realize that you were doing so much with this 10 of Wands in reverse. You're realizing that you have been carrying a burden on your own and you have had to put a stop to that. And sometimes when we put a stop to certain things, it feels like certain things are ending, certain things are shifting, and it could feel really weird, really scary, and even really sad because certain things, again, they're wrapping up, they're coming to an end. But Spirit is actually saying this is not the end. There's going to be a lot of emotional harmony coming your way. There's going to be a lot of emotional support coming your way, a lot of happiness coming your way with the 10 of cups. And then the emperor showing up there, which is really fascinating compared to the emotional energy of the 10 of cups. With the emperor showing up there, it just shows that you really have to, step up into your power. And if you haven't already, this is about really understanding that stepping up to your power and taking authority over your life involves making difficult decisions, okay? And these difficult decisions can change our dynamics with our loved ones or with the people that we have connections with. And it could change our dynamics with ourselves. Also, it could change our dynamics within anything that we are doing and we're experiencing once we take our power back, once we put boundaries up, and once we decide, okay, well, I'm going to change this, it can change, right? It could change a lot. It can make certain things feel like they're ending, right? And that's why spirit is giving you the what's the word I'm looking for, the reassurance that it's not the end. It's just that this is needed. This transition is needed in order for you to welcome new things into your life. Okay. So that's what I'm seeing there. Everything will be okay. I know it feels probably uncomfortable for you. Your guardian angels want you to understand everything will be okay. This is part of the plan, right? You stepping up into your power and ruffling some feathers. That's actually part of the plan. You're right on track. Okay. So don't feel like you just broke something, that there was something that you probably should have stayed quiet about. If you're feeling those thoughts of maybe I shouldn't have said anything, maybe I should have just continued to do this because now everybody's upset, Spirit is actually saying, no, that's not what you should have done. You're doing exactly what it is that you need to be doing, which is standing up for yourself and saying, this is not just, this is not fair, and why should it fall everything on me? Spirit is proud of you. Your guardian angels are saying that's exactly what we wanted you to do, because you need to be able to welcome this 10 of cups. And in order to welcome the 10 of cups, you needed to create space for that. And this 10 of cups is coming. So you need to be patient with the process. Oh, look at this. So see, like, some of you guys need to relax your mind. Four of Swords, right? And this is really interesting because the Four of Swords indicates rest, regeneration, and restoration, right? But it can also indicate having to be in a very objective mind, in a very kind of like negotiating mind. So this is about kind of like coming to conflict resolutions, right? But that doesn't mean that you don't put your voice out there, right? There's certain things that need to be resolved, that they need to be a more creative and more, objective solution to this, right? So this shows me that some of you guys won't have to be the mediator. You will have to be the mediator. You will have to say, hey, like, this is the reason why I had to speak out, and this is the reason why this wasn't working out, right? That's probably going to be your role, and it could feel like it's restless, like it's stressing you out, but that is part of your purpose in this situation, okay? And then we have the Magician, and the Magician is about taking action. This is about communication as well. And yes, the Magician can symbolize manifestation, but the most important thing about the Magician is that your skill set. This is about you using what you know to create something, right? That is aligned for you. This is about taking action. This is about being unapologetic and taking action towards what you really desire, towards what you're striving, right? Towards what you're striving for. And that's when the Magician shows up, okay? And the Magician, yes, it can feel very big energy, very broad energy, but at times that is exactly what we need to embody in order for us, to be able to really walk in the path that we want to embody for our lives, okay? So very interesting. I feel like I said, some of you guys will have to be the mediator in spirit. Your guardian angels are saying, listen, this is part of the reason why you had to speak up to begin with. That's why the Emperor is there. Okay, so everything will be okay. You will figure it out. This is not the end. This is actually only the beginning for you. Okay, let's go ahead and get a little bit more, and then we'll wrap it up. Okay, so this one wanted to show up. Yeah, Knight of Wands. This is about being unapologetic, about, going towards your desires, taking action, being passionate about it. This is a really awesome card to set things into motion, right? So it feels like you're relieving yourself of some burdens here because you had that 10 of Wands in reverse, which means that you were stuck with a burden that didn't belong to you to begin with. And Spirit is saying all of this ruckus or, roughing the feathers and potential arguments or some people maybe even disapproving. This is all for you to experience your freedom. Sometimes we have to do that. We have to go against the current because we need to chase that emotional harmony. We need to embody that emotional harmony, not chase. I take that back. We need to embody that emotional harmony, which means making decisions that are for that emotional harmony, right? Not just to be complacent, not to just follow the status quo that has been draining you dry. This is about you stepping up to your own purpose, your own power. So that's why the card is saying, right? The oracle card of the message is saying, it is never truly the end. In this, everything will be okay, because it's not the end. This is only the beginning. You're just putting your foot down so you're able to embody and you're able to move forward in a more aligned way. Okay, so that is the message for the second card. So let's go ahead and move forward to the third card, which is disappointment is not the end. There is hope even in the darkest nights. Okay, that is the other card. So let's go ahead and see what Spirit wants to share with this one. What does the guardian angels want to share? Okay. So it's, oh, look at this. Four of Cups. It makes me laugh because this is it's not as bad as the Five of Cups, but this is the card of being dissatisfied. Being dissatisfied with what you have been offered. And to the point that now you're blocking yourself from receiving anything else because the first three offers were crap. So now this fourth offer is uninteresting to you. But Spirit is saying, look a little closer, okay? Look a little closer. Like the card says, disappointment is not the end. There is hope even in the darkest night. So don't let the frustration of the dissatisfaction that you have experienced before, don't let that block you from new blessings. Don't let that block you from experiencing or embracing new offers, right? The worst that could happen is that eventually you change your mind, but don't block yourself from experiencing or even embracing new beginnings and new opportunities, right? So what else do we have for this last card? Okay, so judgment in reverse. And this tells me that your guardian angels want you to know that the biggest gift that you can give yourself is the gift of self-awareness, okay? So if you're in this place where you don't really recognize or you don't really understand the baseline of your emotions, meaning you don't really understand why you get upset, you don't really understand why you're in a bad mood, you don't really understand why certain things set you off, Spirit wants you actually to go within, okay? Your guardian angels need you to go within and do the internal work to understand yourself. Because once you understand yourself, then you're able to have the self-awareness to catch your triggers, okay? That is enlightenment. That is the awakening. That is what the judgment moment is all about, okay? So Spirit wants you to really work on that. Your guardian angels are there to support you because this is not an easy task, but it is a task that is going to aid you in your path, okay? This is something that is needed, that is required of all of us, right? Is to have the discernment to understand our own emotional baseline. Why do things set us off? Why is this so disappointing? Why do we have certain expectations on certain people? All of these baselines we have to understand so that way we know how to navigate our own emotions and not just lash out, right? That is enlightenment within ourselves, right? To be able to get to know those depths parts of yourself, right? And then you have Eight of Cups, which is showing up reverse, which means this is revisiting an issue, okay? Revisiting an issue. And it's so interesting because even the Four of Cups shows three offers were made. This one that's standing, but the one that's standing, you're not looking at it. Spirit is asking you to revise something. Your guardian angels want you to revise something because disappointment is not the end, like that oracle card says, okay? And then we have the Fool. Someone needs to take a leap of faith and release themselves from the attachments of the outcomes. The Fool is a liberating energy. It's an energy of wanting to live life for the experience of life, okay? This is about really being present in the moment, being a sponge to new adventures and new opportunities, and allowing yourself to live life to the fullest. Spirit wants you to do that. You're thinking too much about what was it that I lost? What was it that happened to me? What was it that, I allowed? I'm not satisfied with this. Why would I even try again? If that's your vibe, there needs to be work done so we can get to the judgment moment upright, because right now it is in the reversal. So there needs to be discernment. There needs to be more self-awareness from your part, okay? Yeah, King of Cups in reverse, which shows overindulgent on emotions. So this is when your emotions actually cloud your judgment, when your emotions make you feel like you're validated by certain things that maybe you shouldn't be doing, right? This could be overindulgence in substances as well. So, don't drink too much and try to numb it out by doing other things. This is about how can we get this emotional intelligence a little bit better. You know what I mean? How can we embrace our emotions without letting them dominate us? That's what this message is about, okay? And then we have the high priestess in reverse. Some of you guys need to spend some time in stillness, connect with your intuition. Your higher self is trying to communicate with you. And if you're not open to that, if you're not allowing yourself to be in stillness to actually communicate with your higher self, then there is a block. Okay. There is a block. Then you are basically leading yourself with blindness, with emptiness, because you're not being connected to source. Okay. So you have to figure out a way of getting to a spot where you're comfortable enough to navigate your triggers. Okay. Because your triggers, without the self awareness, can really push you to a point where you're numb. Okay. So some of you guys could be feeling numb with that Four of Cups, not necessarily paying attention to that one last cup that's coming your way that looks very promising. But right now we're so fixated on the things that didn't work out that we are not even welcoming a new opportunity. Okay. So disappointment is not the end. Last card for this pile here. We have, the devil, the devil, the devil. And the devil is showing up in reverse. So I feel like the way that you can interpret this in a more positive and empowering way is that the devil does things that are unconventional. It has Uranus energy, okay? And the devil can show again this energy of unconventionality, of saying, I am more daring than that. I will do things differently. So don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of trying something new, right? And also, the devil in reverse can show bondage, can show restriction, can show you not allowing yourself to grow, not allowing yourself to get out of a situation. So be very, very careful with this energy, okay? So, with that being said, I got all the three messages out. Please let me know if you made it this far, if you listened to all three messages, or if you listened to whichever one. Let me know your thoughts down below. Like and subscribe if you want to support my channel, and I'll see you guys on the next reading. Bye.